Okay, guys, why don't we go ahead and get started? I think people are going to come in when they come in. So, Diane, thank you so much for being here. We're delighted to have you today. This is going to be a good program.
My pleasure.
Yeah. All right. So, my name is Donna Miller, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Purse Power. And Purse Power is working to help women use their massive purchasing power to drive positive change. We started these Let's Share the Journey episodes at the beginning of the pandemic just to connect everybody with each other and bring in national experts like Diane to share their wisdom with us. All right, here we go. And this is going to be recorded, guys. We put the recordings up we record every Friday, put them up every Friday night. And then you can always register for any upcoming event. I put them up every Monday morning and you can register for that Friday. Let's see here. All right, so let me talk about Diane. So she is an award-winning inventor, which I think is really cool. A two-time best-selling author, a TEDx speaker. She's a TV host, a podcaster, an international living expert, and a Re-Invention specialist. I'm just so delighted she's here. She's going to really teach us a lot. She works with clients privately and helps them to clear away the mindset blocks that they've got that are in the limiting beliefs that are blocking them from reaching their full potential. She is a 2021 Global Excellence Award winner for America's Most Inspiring Mindset Coach and a 2020 winner for Life Coach of the Year in California. She is an executive contributor for BRAINZ magazine, and she's a certified coach, mentor, mastermind, facilitator, and NLP practitioner. She is the internationally best-selling author of I Have Today, Find Your Passion, Purpose, and Smile Finally, and also A Better Today. So let's see here. She's had a career in advertising and TV sales with Disney and ABC. She's also the inventor of the Spifter.
Yes.
A fun kitchen tool. Okay, we want to hear more about that. That won an innovation award. She's been on a bunch of news programs, TV programs. She's a regular guest on The Edge radio show. She's written articles for all kinds of magazines, and she's a mother of twins who lives in San Diego. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me let Case Lane in, and we'll go ahead and get started with the interview. All right?
Sounds great. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Okay, so we want to get to know you. Please tell us a little bit about your background and how you arrived at this place in your life and career.
Okay, well, I'll tell my story and I'll tell it in little three sections, three parts, and they'll all kind of tie together. I was born and raised in New York, and my family moved out to California when I was 17. So I graduated high school out in LA, and then I went to San Diego State. And that's where I fell in love with San Diego. But I got the opportunity between freshman and sophomore year. I took a temp job at an ad agency, and they ended up offering me a full-time position, and I took it. I accepted it. And so taking that leap led to a 32-year career in advertising and television sales. So I worked in the ad business in LA for 8 years before moving to Chicago to get married. And I switched from the agency side of business to television media sales. And I spent 24 years doing that, most of which was at Disney, ABC. I'd been there for over 20 years. So that was my corporate journey that got me, to where I was. And then while I was working at ABC, raising my twins, I used to love to cook and bake and entertain. I was very into all of that, and very particular about my house, my food, everything. My sisters call me Diane because everything in my life has to be perfect. And so I was decorating deviled eggs for a family holiday one day, and I went to put the paprika on them, which was that last finishing touch, and too much spice came out of the container and it ruined my dish like instantaneously. And I thought, if there was just a sifting spoon that had a long handle with a tiny little sifting bowl that had a tapping edge on the end of it, where I could just dip it into the spice containers and bags and just tap the spice where I wanted it to be, it would be so cool. Everything would look beautiful and neat, no mess, no waste. And so I could see it in my mind immediately. And I went out on this quest to find it because I was one of those women. I had to have every gadget, And so as I'm driving one day and this voice whispers in my ear, Diane, you need to create it, because I couldn't find what I was looking for. And so I'm out to dinner with friends a couple of weeks later. And I said, look, I came up with this idea for a kitchen product. I don't know anything about this. Do you know anyone in that industry that I could talk to about it? And they did. And they made an introduction to me to him. And he became a mentor to me. And he tried desperately to talk me out of this. He really did. He said, this is not easy. This is like a huge undertaking. It's a very cutthroat industry. And my mantra to him was, I just want to see where this goes. That was literally how I felt about it. And so not knowing what I was doing at all, I just took one step, then the next step, then the next step in this process. And having that mantra and that attitude led to me winning an innovation award at the International Houseware Show. There were 30,000 new products featured that year and 65 were honored, and the Swiffer was one of them.
Wow. Wow.
And QVC was there and they said, well, we want to start placing orders for it. So they started buying for their online site, their website. And then after a while, they called me one day and said, it's been selling well. We want to feature you on air as one of our ambassadors. So I went on QVC for 6 minutes and we sold out. And so this idea in my mind, seeing it through with that, I just want to see where it goes, led to that. So I always share that story because that spoon changed my life. I had I was always a corporate girl. I thought I would always be in corporate. I didn't know anything different, but I realized, oh my gosh, I can really create something from nothing. And if I could do that, what else could I do? So that seed was sort of planted. So now I had this corporate background. Now I had this experience in inventing, and the creation of I Have Today and the Diane Forster brand that we're building, these two brands, was my personal journey. I moved to Chicago to get married, and I was in a very unhappy marriage I was in that relationship for 24 years. And I kept staying and struggling in it, in and out of therapy. And I didn't want to quote unquote fail. I didn't want to be another statistic. And I just kept trying to make this marriage work. And the thing is, nobody knew how unhappy I was because I didn't tell anybody how unhappy I was. And so the packaging in my life looked so good. I had it all. I had this have it all life, all the things that we're supposedly supposed to want. But what was happening to me on the inside is I was literally dying more and more every day. My soul and spirit were chipping away. And I hit a breaking point in June of 2011. And it was a regular Saturday. It wasn't premeditated, but we were out at a friend's house, a bunch of families at a barbecue. And when we got in the car to go home, our fighting started. And when I got home, I just went up into the bathroom and I locked the door. And I took out 2 full bottles of prescription pain medication that I had sitting in a drawer from a surgery I had the year before to remove part of my colon because the stress of my life was eating away at me. And my mom died of colon cancer at the age of 53. And I was headed straight down that path. And so as I stood there in the bathroom with the tears streaming down my face, ready to end it all, the voice, that same voice that told me to create the Spifter, now is screaming in my ear and said, Diane, you are not ending your life this way. You need to go get help so that you can tell your story and you can help others. I got the direct order, getting goosebumps as I'm saying it. Yeah. And I just threw my hands in the air and I said, well, you need to show me the way, because I don't know what to do. And so I cleaned up the mess. I dried my tears. I went out and kissed my kids goodnight. And the next day I reached out for help and said to a therapist, I'm changing my life. I don't know how, but I am changing my life. And that started my journey of healing and self-discovery and personal development. And honestly, loving and forgiving myself, because that's the thing that was missing all along. I really didn't love myself. I didn't know my worth. I didn't know my value. And so I started immersing myself in everything I could get my hands on, every event, every book, every podcast, every webcast. and started healing and started developing these processes that were working for me. They were helping me live more intentionally, live more empowered, live more inspired. I'd started a meditation practice. I started a journaling practice. I was doing all of these things. And it took another 6 months or so for that marriage and relationship to break up after the suicide attempt. But once I was out, things started to shift. And I got guided one day to do a I forgive you chant instead of my regular meditation. Because all my intuitive gifts, I started hearing, seeing, knowing, so much clairvoyancy started coming through me. It was so powerful. I don't know if you believe in that or not, but my intuitive gifts really got lit way up. So I did this chant, this I forgive you chant for 20 straight minutes with my eyes closed, going, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you. And tears were streaming down my face. I was letting go. It was like, whew, I was getting lighter and lighter. And I was forgiving myself. I was forgiving him. I was forgiving everyone of everything in their entire lives, was just releasing. And when I stood up from that chant, I said, wait a minute. I did this. I am the only one who's in control of my life. And I didn't set healthy boundaries. And I let go of my dreams. And I put everything on the back burner. And I allowed this. And I don't want this anymore. I want an extraordinary life. And I'm going to do everything I can to have it. And so I continued my work. Now I'm raising my twins still. They're in high school. And more is coming to me. Started writing like crazy, inventing like crazy, couldn't shut it off. And I woke up one day with a poem in my head called I Have Today. And when I finished writing it down at 5 a.m, amongst the many things I had written before, I looked down at it and I said, oh, this is way more than a poem. This is a movement. This is what God was talking about in the bathroom 2 years ago. I'm supposed to help other women who are like me, who are stuck in this ho-hum hell. I'm supposed to be happy with all of this, but who are really unfulfilled inside, change their lives and discover their true divinity, power, and purpose and what they're here for. And that's supposed to be my work, is to create this platform for them. And just like I could see the spifter in my mind that day, I saw I Have Today productions. I saw me speaking. I saw books. I saw the TV show. I saw the podcast. I see live events. It was like all in front of me. And it was very overwhelming. I was like, whoa,
wow.
I don't know what this is. I'm just going to take it right now and file it away. And then honestly, Donna, what I did is I just kept following the guidance. What's next? And I knew I wanted to write a book, and I knew I wanted to live in California. San Diego was calling me, and I just would journal and write my life and write my dreams. And slowly but surely things started to happen. And so when my twins graduated high school in 2015, I made a bold decision. I quit my job at ABC. Their last day of high school was my last day in corporate America. I got them graduated, put my house up on the market the next day, and sold my house, sold everything in it, got them off to college, squeezed in the QVC appearance, and moved from Chicago to San Diego with that same mantra of, I just want to see where this goes. Oh. And that was 6 years ago, a little over 6 years ago. And it's been nothing short of extraordinary, just like I wished for. Now, it has had a lot of bumps and a lot of lessons, and a lot of things have happened, but just putting one foot in front of the other and staying with that purpose has been a game changer. It's been an extraordinary ride. And I've written 2 books, like you said. I speak, I host my show. I've created so many products and services to help women get rid of those limiting beliefs, the fear, the doubt, the guilt, the pain from the past, open up and get rid of what I call the dandelions, and replace that with a bed of roses. your goals, your dreams, your desires, how to go after them, how to move towards them every single day. And it's been an extraordinary experience for me to watch all of them living their dreams and making their dreams come true. So I feel so blessed and gifted. Every single day when I wake up with the mantra, I have today to love my life. Something really good's going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles big and small. I notice them all. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. And I get to do this, and I jump out of my bed and go to it because it's truly the most fulfilling thing in the world. And I bless that bathroom moment, because if I didn't reach that bottom, I wouldn't be where I am today. So that is my journey of how I got here.
Holy smokes. Very powerful. Oh,
Thank
no.
you.
Hello. Okay, hang on. I just lost the view of the broadcast a sec. So my questions seem so inane compared to your story. Holy smokes. So when you're talking about what you did and how you did it, tell me specifically the things that you think apply most to female entrepreneurs that they can use from your learnings and from your experience, the challenges that you overcame.
Well, what I can teach you is you don't know what you don't know. You know, we know what we know, and then we know what we don't know, but we don't know what we don't know. And so I strongly advise, because I started out on my own and quickly realized I need to get a coach, because I need to get somebody who can take all the stuff that's going on in my head and help me lay it all out. So I'm a huge proponent of coaching. I think it's, you know, finding the right coach for sure, but I invest mightily in coaching to this day. I will always invest in coaching. So don't do it alone. You don't have to figure it out alone. That's what I would say. In communities like this, truly reaching out to people who are doing what you want to do or have done it is definitely the first piece of advice. Find people who are going to give you counsel, not opinion. Opinion is what your sisters or your kids or your spouse or, you know, other people who haven't done what you do, they're going to have an opinion, and they're going to come from the best place, but they're coming from limiting beliefs. So you have to find people who are doing what you're doing, because the entrepreneurial journey and business owning, certainly starting out, is really lonely. And it's hard. You have to do all the things. You have to figure out all the things. But if you can get a strategic plan in place, that is the very first thing that you need to do. The second thing you need to do is work on your mindset. So I know what I want to do, because you are going to get in your way. We all get in our own way. I mean, Oprah works on her mindset every day. Tony Robbins works on his mindset every day. I work on my mindset every day, because the way the brain works is we've got the conscious and the subconscious. So 5% is conscious, 95% is in the subconscious, and it is literally your computer drive. It's running your life. So imagine that your device, you have a phone that's your age. I'm 57. My phone is 57 years old. It's never had a software update. It doesn't have antivirus software on there. The programmings have never been updated. Imagine how slow and sick this would run. It would only be able to do a few things, right? So our subconscious and our brains are the same way. Remember, computers were created by people. This is the hardware that's running your life. You don't even know. If you're trying to make changes in your life and they're not happening, it's not your fault. You're trying to do it from a conscious level. It's going on in the subconscious mind. So what we need to do is we need to take the files that are running consciously, 40 thoughts per second. Sounds like a lot, right? 40 thoughts. In the subconscious, 400 million bits per second. You can't even fathom it. And so 70% of our thoughts every day are negative, and 95% of our thoughts are the same exact thoughts we thought yesterday. Again, the old programming. So you've got to get tools that will help you with your mindset so that you can do what I said, which is get rid of the weeds, the dandelions that are cluttering things up, and then open up new neural pathways in your mind that you create, that our brain, it's not dying, it's growing and expanding if we're feeding it the right things. Those new neural pathways will be able to make you think bigger, focus more clearly, be able to get things done, rewire some of that old programming that tells you you can't, you're too old, you're not good enough, you're not lovable, all the crazy stuff that goes on that we all have. So those are the first two things that I would do. And then also, and actually, I think this is the first step. Let me take it back to the first step. Right, get a notebook out. My dream life. I have journals that say, I get everything I want, thank you. There are printed, we have printed materials like water bottles, coffee mugs that are all intentionally focused on keeping, helping you live the I have today way. But get a journal on it and you can write, I get everything I want, thank you, or my dream life, or whatever it is, and go in there. Get a glass of wine or a cup of tea, go sit in a beautiful place, anywhere where you can just have time, and write out your life the way you want it to be. Every little detail, don't leave anything out. Because your life, as a business owner, your business is important to you, but it's way more about your life and having your business fit into your life. So if you can write your life about out the way you want it to be first, then how do we fit the business into it? That's what you do. And don't skip, don't edit, just flow, flow, flow. Right. So those would be the three things I would do right away.
And I'm very interested, I'm going off script here, but I'm very interested in how you redo the programming. So what methodologies do you use to actually do that?
I've done a lot of different work. I've studied NLP. I've studied human interaction technology and communications with Michael Burnoff, who is as far as I'm concerned, the best of the best in the world. And a lot of it has to do with some of the things I'm saying. There's pattern interrupts. There's different things that you can do to break a habit. And one of the things that I do, that's my secret sauce in my business that nobody else does, because I look for the gap and then what's the solution and what's the opportunity for me to provide that service. Awesome. And so one of the things that I discovered is that our language is so critical. So the way you're thinking creates the way you're feeling, which is creating the way you're communicating, which is creating your manifestations. The outcomes in your life are apparent in your life. You can look around your life, and if you're not happy with things, chances are you think, feel, and definitely are speaking this way. And it's so habitual. It's all programming. And here's the thing. We came into the world with none of it. We inherited it all from parents, from teachers, from the media, from other adults, from kids and teens, all the things, siblings. We inherited it all. Somebody said something and we went, all right, I believe that. I believe that. Not consciously, but, oh, okay. So all of that is programming that we took in. So when you're saying things like money doesn't grow on trees, or, oh, I'm getting old, and, everything, it's true. I'm busy. I'm stressed. I'm talking like every little thing we say is inherited programming. So what I do is I help women reinvent that by creating mantra meditations for them. They're personalized, they're customized to them. They come to me, we do a desired life assessment. We look at the 8 key areas in their life, where they are now, and then where do they want to be 1 to 3 years from now? So we can see where we need to bridge the gap. And then what are your fears and doubts? Where do you feel like are the areas of improvement? What do you feel are your strengths? What are the things that you love to do? And how do you incorporate all of these things into your life? So then we have the session and we go through the assessment together. And then what I do is I take the recording, their notes, everything, and I go and I meditate and I script it out and I record. It's an audio recording. It's 5 to 10 minutes long that they start listening to every day. And Donna, the stuff that happens is magic. It's magic. And how I came up with this was I was working with a woman she's a nurse. She was the primary breadwinner in the home. It was a second marriage. She had trouble with her new husband, or second husband, I should say, and the kids. And she had Lyme disease. She was a little bit overweight. She just had a lot of stuff going on. And she just needed help. She had a bad fall and broke her bone in 2 places. And she was going to be out of work for 6 months. She was freaking out. She was obviously very depressed about it. And so I was just on my morning walk and I was talking to God and said, how can I help her? How can I help her? And I got the download like I did about the spifter, like I have today. And they said, create a mantra meditation for her, give her the programming to help her. And I went, oh, wow. So I went home and I just started recording. I just closed my eyes and I thought, what does she need to hear? What are the words? And I gave it to her and I said, look, just listen to this. You're laying in bed anyway. You have nothing better to do. Just please listen to this every day. And if you can, listen more than once. She went to the doctor a week later and he said, I don't know what you're doing, but your bone is healing so well. She needed no surgery. She was back at work in a month. And I went, oh my God, I think I'm onto something here. So I reached out to all my clients and I said, would you mind if I created something for you? And of course they said, of course not, create it. And all of these magical things started happening. So I developed a program around it. My private one-on-ones get the personalized ones from me, but I've put them out there. They're on my YouTube channel. I have an Insight Timer channel. And what they are, Donna, why they're different than other meditations and affirmations of I am well and I am rich is we don't believe that. Our subconscious goes, no, you're not, and dismisses it. So it has to be phrased in a way that can get you out of a funk. If you're in a funk, like say you're freaking out about money, or, you had a fight with your spouse, or, you're stressed out at work, or just you're feeling like a failure, or, I'm never going to get there. All of those things that we come up. These are quick under 5-minute things that you can listen to that boost you right away. And they shift your mood, your emotions, your frequency and vibration from down here to up here in just a few minutes. And that's how fast we can change. So that's one of the things that I discovered through all the work that I've done, is a way to really help mostly women. I've worked with men too. I've worked with women and then they hire me to do mantra meditations for their teens. And it's been an extraordinary experience for me, seeing their results and doing it. So, and I'm just the conduit for the information. So
that's amazing and so powerful. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll get to everybody's questions here in just a second, but I know that you've got a TV host, you do podcasting, you're an author. We've got a lot of coaches and consultants that follow us. Can you talk to me about how you did that particular side of it, how you created the
TV show?
Yeah, the show and the book and
Yeah. So the book, I started birthing in Chicago when I was still living there, the concept of it. And then when I moved to San Diego, I completed my first book, I Have Today, and then published it. And then I released A Better Today just a couple of months ago. So my new book is a 30-day challenge on how to have a better today. And it's fun, motivational, inspirational, tiny little things that you can do every day to start feeling better, to start having a better day. And the way it's designed is that's how we make change. We think we got to go to the gym all the time and change the diet and do all that stuff does not work. That's why New Year's resolutions don't happen. That's why you can't make the changes that you want. You're trying to do too much. It's in the micro changes we call 1% better every day that create the macro results. And how the book is designed is we repeat to remember. We repeat to remember. So it's an awesome book that you can get, and it's just called A Better Today. If you search my name, Diane Forster, on Amazon, it'll pop right up. So that's one of the things. But what I discovered in my coaching practice early. Now, Donna, I thought I was leaving media behind. I really thought I was leaving television behind. And as soon as I got going with my coaching practice after the book came out and I started speaking and working with women, I discovered, you know what? I need my own television show. I need my own platform that makes me stand out as a leader above and beyond the rest, so that I had a place to really showcase my work and expose it to audiences in a much, much bigger way, and allowed me to have the unbelievable success I've had is definitely because of this TV show. No doubt in my mind that I got the TED Talk because of it. I won the awards because of it. So many things is because on my profile, the first thing it says is TV host. And so what happened is last year, a lot of women started asking me, I want a TV show. I want to do it like you do it. Will you teach me how? So I took that as a sign and I created a course where I teach you from the beginning to the end how to do everything, from creating your title and your subtopic and building a run of show. What does the set look like? All the equipment. It's not as technical as you think, and how to create really good content that is timely and evergreen at the same time, like how to never run out of ideas for shows. And then, how to get guests on the show, really good guests, how to reach out, how to leverage it, monetize it, grow your audience, repurpose it. All the things are in this amazing course. And it's my belief that if you have a business, you're a female entrepreneur, business owner, professional, coach, consultant, video is not going away. And the need for content, you would believe the opposite, but the need for it is rampant. There are streaming platforms, scouts out there in Hollywood looking for good content. So this is your first step to do it. And it teaches you all the basics. And you know what? I'm not guaranteeing you're going to be Oprah with this. I'm guaranteeing you're going to have a great vertical in your business, and you can start to move up to top influencer and celebrity and authority in your industry. And then from there, take it. This is just the first step, but you won't get there if you don't start. There's a lot of people out there doing shows that are really not shows. There's just live camera and conversation going on, but to make it really compelling. And I'm, on the streaming platform that I'm on, they have me come and train the hosts on how to do the show, because there's a formula to it. And you want it to be a representation and an extension of you. So how to do it really well. And all my background in advertising and TV sales helps me help you really brand yourself well, because you are your brand. You may have a business like I have today is my brand, but the real brand is Diane Forster. I have 3 times more followers on my brand than my ABC, ABC, I have today brand. So I created this, and so it's available. And so I'm happy to share more about it, but I think every woman should have her own TV show.
I like it. All right, you guys, we're coming up on time. So I'm going to go ahead and have everybody take off their mute and put yourself back on camera. And let's do questions, Q&A with her. Nan McKay is asking, how did you decide on the products and services to offer?
Well, that was an unfolding. I knew initially the fastest path to cash and experience was private coaching, one-on-one coaching. But I honestly did a lot of assessing to what, again, gaps, solutions, opportunities. I'm always looking, where's the gap? What's missing out there? And you can do this. Look in your field, look who you really admire, who's doing well, and then do a comparison matrix. That's what I do. And then look, all right, well, where's the opportunity for me to stick out, and stand out? And so once you do that and see where the need is in the market with who you're serving, then from there, you can create your programs. And so that's the first place. And I would say definitely charge more than you think, because you are worth it. People are paying for knowledge. That's what the information industry, online information industry is just, it's so huge, and it's just getting more and more and more. And no one knows what better than you of what you know, and people want what you have to offer. So as we're thinking about the future and where we're going right now, that needs to be a component of it, how you can offer your information, your intellectual property to people. So start there. If you're just starting out and haven't coached with anybody, and who your market is, most likely is you 3-5 years ago, you 10 years ago. That's a great place to start. You do not have to be all things to everybody. In fact, you will end up being a goldfish in the ocean instead of the whale in the lake. So,
I love that.
Pick a niche and just start, because version 1 is better than version none. Absolutely.
By the way, Nan is also asking how people get the whole course if they're interested in it.
Oh, yes. It's at tvstaracademy.com. tvstaracademy.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. What other questions do you guys have?
Can I just say something else about
sure,
that
of course?
Now, here's the thing about this course. Included in it, you're certified in my STAR method. So you are certified STAR TV host. And it's not just the online component. There's a private Facebook group too. And I'm in there weekly answering questions and delivering more content.
Okay, perfect. Hey, Lou, thanks for joining us. Just so I can come in. All right, guys, other questions?
How did you find the right coach? I see Case ask that.
Thank you. Yeah.
How did I find the right coach? My first coach was, I did it privately, and I met her at an event, and I knew her. I knew her for about a year, honestly, before I hired her. I was still living in Chicago at the time. And when I was ready to reinvent and relocate to San Diego, that's when I hired her. I said, I need to quit my job. I need to figure out how I'm going to live, how I'm going to do that. I need to figure out where I'm going to live and all the things. And then how am I really going to start this business? So she helped me do it. And now I help so many other women reinvent their lives. It's a critical piece, I would think. Wherever you are, business coaching is great. Of course, it's great and you need that. But you must be clear about you first. First, figure out what you want. Why are you doing what you're doing? What is the ultimate outcome that you want? Is it financial freedom, which leads to peace of mind, which leads to joy and more happiness and fulfillment? So get it down to, all right, well, what does that life look like? Am I working 2 days a week? Am I working remote? And so that's a very important assessment that needs to be done.
As an executive coach, one of the things I do is I ask people to define that picture very, very vividly, to your point, 5 years out, and then act as if they're looking backward to what happened that enabled me to get here.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, other questions or comments, guys? Let's see here. Let me ask while we're waiting for other questions. Is there anything that you wish you would have done differently? And what do you wish you would have known at the beginning of your journey?
That's kind of sort of probably going to be the same answer differently at the beginning of my journey, because what do I wish I would have done differently? Honestly, Donna, nothing.
Wow.
As I'm thinking about it, I was going to say, well, I wish I would have done that differently, but no, I don't, because that led to me knowing that. And that's just not like a cliche thing that I'm saying, but I really had a lot of lessons. I don't use the word mistake or failures. I don't, because everything is data, right? It's all feedback. It's all information. And it's taught me how to move things along faster. But did I order too much product at the spifter? Yes, I did. Did I hire some of the wrong people to help me with that business? Of course I did. What I learn is this: never, ever doubt your intuition. If something doesn't feel good, It's a no. It's a hard no. Don't try and convince yourself otherwise that, well, maybe I'm mistaken about it. We have three minds. We have our head, our heart, and our gut. And when it doesn't feel good in the gut, it's a solid no. When it feels good in the heart, which is actually your first mind, it pulls you. It like leads you. Yeah, I want to do that. Oh, I'm so excited about that. Because those are the minds that we want to listen to, because the head is always going to go to logic. It just is. Its job is to keep you familiar, small, safe, keep you in fear, keep you away from the saber-toothed tiger, so that you're ready to run at any time. So the minds you listen to are the heart and the gut. I wish I knew that earlier and didn't question it.
Right. It's very easy to do, to your point. And I think women do it more than they should, right? Do men do the same thing?
No, men just go. Men just go, and they are better at walking away. Like they'll get out of it faster. And the success loves speed. Money loves speed. Moving it and changing it and investing in it and doing things like making decisions, doing business deals, collaborating, the energy is so good, because when you're in that energy, because everything is energy, more momentum starts to build. And that's why some people just skyrocket so fast. But when we hem and haw and second guess and go, I need to think about it, you're already lost. You're not ever totally prepared. We're never going to be totally prepared. We learn by doing. You can't study it all the way through. You got to move in it in action to do it.
Boy, that is a great point. And the other thing I've learned about women is like for roles that we want to play in our life, we feel like we've got to be 90% there in terms of the skills and capabilities to feel like we could take it on. Men will do it at 60%. And that's part of it. Just having faith in yourself and jumping in and just doing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes. Nan's asking something.
Okay. Yeah. So do you do any coaching in this area? Would you be effective as the coach you had? Would you be as effective as the coach you had?
Oh, I'd be more, because I learn more. Again, gap solutions and opportunities. I'm an innovative thinker. So I'm always trying to, how can I improve? How can I improve? So,
okay, somebody's got something going on in the background. If you mute yourself, appreciate it.
I think it's Nan.
Okay, there we go. All right, very good. Okay, any other questions, guys? We're coming up on 10 minutes till. This is great. Go ahead.
No, I would say, don't overthink things. Just do. Because the thing that holds women back is the inability to make decisions. And this is a lot of the, human interaction technology work that I had to learn for myself, where I was holding myself back because I wasn't deciding. So quick decision making is what it is. So when that thought comes into your mind about that person, pick up the phone and call them. Or text them, you got to do the thing, get online and do it, or make the phone call or make the meeting. Just do it, because you literally can't get it wrong. You can't make a mistake, because when you make a decision, if it's not the right decision, you get to make a new decision. So that's what men are so good at. They're able to pivot and move, and our nurturing natures, for the most part, we're nurturers, we're, gatherers, that's just who we are. And so we want to protect the home. We want to protect the children, we want to protect our business. We want to protect our things, but you've got to be able to make quick decisions. And so that's one of the days in my book, is make quick decisions all day long. Such a great day, such a good day. So that will help you build that decision-making muscle that we all need. So yeah.
I've never thought about that before. That's a really good point. Okay, guys, I'm going to ask our closing questions if you don't have anything else to ask. Last call.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, I have a question. As you've been talking about making these quick decisions, contacting this person immediately and so on. What about, how do you deal with rejection? You know, you talked about how men just kind of move on, but a lot of women, myself included, when I'm out seeking like a dream new client and that doesn't pan out, you kind of have to step back a little bit and regroup. So do you have any advice about that, about how you deal with rejection when you are making decisions and they don't turn out the way you wanted?
That's such a good question, Susan. And again, I don't want this to sound cliche, but when that's a no, that just means something better is coming. That is the universe protecting you. It is. When you start to realize that, well, no just means not right now, that something better is coming. And it took me a long time to get to that because rejection is hard. Nobody wants to be rejected. But so if you could just start to see that, oh, there's something better coming. And then the other thing is, if you want to be more of a magnetic attractor to your right fit client, design her or him or the company. Design it in your mind. What's the experience like of working with you? What are their results? And one of the things in my coaching communities and in my life that I do, and in fact, I have it right here, is I write a letter from as if it's the future, from a happy client to me of all the results that she got. How her life changed.
Wow.
And then one of the other things I do is I have this on my desk every day. This is a letter to myself a year from now, my future self. And my goals are on here of the things that I want. And I see it every day. I read it every day. So I'm connecting to that. So if you really think about that, it's not about you. They're not rejecting you. It's something within them normally, even though you know you can help. But you got to be able to go, all right, it's not about me. I'm not taking that personally. It just means something better is coming. But if you could see their results ahead of time, like I am in love with all my clients. I work with the best clients in the world. I can't wait to talk to them. I can't wait to hear from them. Like they're texting me. I can't wait to tell you what happened at our session. Like it is so much fun. It didn't start out this way. I worked with people I didn't want to because I needed the income, right? But if you can intentionally paint that picture first, you're going to start attracting them. You're just going to get emails and requests. It's awesome the way it works. I'm a manifestation expert too. It's not even listed on there, but mindset and manifestation is really my jam. That's my jam.
That is powerful. That is really powerful. All right. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to ask you to summarize here. What are the top 3 things that you want us to have learned from you today?
That you're so knowledgeable and powerful, and people want and need what you have to offer. So please don't hold back from sharing your gifts with the world, that you don't need to and shouldn't do it alone. Get some help and support so that you can really let go of the things that are holding you back and really step into your power. And that you can't make a mistake, that everything is a lesson along the way. So wake up every day intentionally excited that you're alive and you get to do what you do. You don't have to, you get to.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right. How about actions you would like us to take? Your top 3 actions.
Well, I think if you liked what I had to say, I'd certainly encourage you guys to follow me, especially if you're thinking about, you're curious about the TV show, definitely let's get together. And then the action steps would be exactly what I said earlier. Your every day is fresh and new. It's a line in my poem. I have today to start fresh and new. So let's pretend your slate is blank, which it is. And let's do those first 3 things that I told you. Sit down with that journal. I get everything I want, or my dream life, and do that. Get your priorities in order, of the things that you want, get them all down. And then give yourself a by when date of when you want those things to happen. Give the universe that, and then make sure every single day, if it's 5 minutes or 15 minutes, you're doing some inspired action towards reaching those goals. It's going to feel so good that your day wasn't just given away to everybody else's energies and needs, that you are intentionally designing your dream life a little bit every single day. That's what I would do.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. You also asked me to remind you about the 8 affirmations you were going to offer folks.
Yes. So there's a free link. This is all about language. So this is my gift to you. If you go to the number 8 and the word affirmations.com, you're going to get a beautiful printout of 8 powerful affirmations that you just say every day. Put them on your desk, put them in your journal, put them somewhere. And what they do is they cover the 8 key areas of your life in, in health, in money, in love, in career, in finances, spirituality, community, fun, all the things in your life. Because we believe here at I Have Today that, everything is, there's 8 key areas of our life, and we teach 8 principles on how to have it all. But that will help you start to create that awareness, think about the way you're thinking and speaking, and start to make some subtle pivots in your life. So that's my gift.
Fantastic. Would you mind putting your website in the chat block?
I am happy to do it.
Okay, that is amazing. All right, this has been terrific, really uplifting, and I'm going to start following you, and I want those affirmations. Okay, guys, I just want to remind you of our upcoming guests. On March 18th, we've got Hannah Kane coming. She is the CEO of Alum, which is a major company doing business with Fortune 500s. You're going to want to hear from her. And then, of course, every 4th Friday, we have our networking event. Our next one is on March 25th. And that's a great place to really just to get to know people. We have people come in, put you guys in rooms, you get to know people. Folks are finding customers and partners and colleagues and really enjoying the experience. You're getting all kinds of great comments here. Thank you for being here. It was a pleasure. Thank you, Diane. This was a terrific show. Terrific show.
So welcome.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to say that, just remind everybody, we got some new things going on. We've got a new program that we're helping underprivileged women have access to technology careers. If you could absorb a class of 20 to 25 technology students, and these are folks that are marginalized populations, it's a highly successful international program, and Purse Power is partnering with McLaren to bring this to fruition. Let's see here. If you have an interest in this program, please go to Let's Share the Journey on pursepower.com. And we've got our last 60 videos on there. And we've had some amazing speakers like Diane on our program over the last year and a half or so. I hope you will like and share our social media pages and let your friends know about this webcast every Friday at 10 Central. And please start bringing your friends. Okay, final words, Diane.
All you have is today. It's all you're guaranteed. That's why our company is I Have Today. So don't waste a moment of your life. My mom, lost hers at 53, and if you're lucky enough to live to 100, you're going to get 36,525 days of life. Think where you are right now in the journey and, subtract that from there, and think about your goals, dreams, and desires. Don't get to the end of your life going, I wish I would have done more. You can't get it wrong. You can't get it wrong. Everything is a growth opportunity to learn. So decide and do and go after your goals and dreams and start today. Thank you.
Outstanding. Very, very uplifting program. Thank you again. Appreciate it. Everybody, we hope to see you next Friday at 10 Central. And please remember, Purse Power, we have it. Let's use it. Take care. See you next Friday.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you again.
Thanks. Bye.